I'm Eric Hollenbeck. Welcome to Tales from the Ox. Hi folks, Eric here. This is a job that I have started for Old Town Eureka, and this is decorative exterior plaster work on a commercial building. It's the only commercial building in our Old Town, and our Old Town's big. That has decorative plasterwork. So this building is built in 1880s, and you can see how the plaster has deteriorated. I mean, it just crumbles away to nothing. So we're catching it just in time. That's one respect. But here's another. You see this paint. How the paint has peeled up right there. Can you see that? Everything about me wants to chip that piece of paint off of there and chip this piece of paint off. But I did that once, and the plaster underneath it just crumbled away. I lost everything. It's the paint holding everything together. So I can't do that. We can't do that. So this is modeling clay made by DAS company. So I put some clay on here. See, the clay doesn't even stick to it hardly. But then we also have to fill this for when we're going to make our mold. So we start by doing like that. As I told you in the other video about this job, this is somewhat out of my wheelhouse, but I do know that the process. I've done the process before. So somebody has to do it. This has to get done to save our Old Town building. So I am the chosen. I'm the token gringo. In every encounter with another species, there's got to be a token gringo. That's the brunt of everything nobody else wants to do. So I can do this. I can make a long piece right in here. I'm going to show you something really cool about this clay in just a second. Just give me a moment. Let me come down. Okay, that's enough. Just know I'm going to do the rest of that going down. Okay, this is water. You dip your finger in water. Then we come up. See, we got this little bead right here. You see that bump coming? We want to accent that bump. Keep that bump there because that's part of the pattern. And we work everything so it blends into the existing pattern. And the water really helps us do that. Yeah. Oh, perfect. And then here, this has to be a square edge. because the two pieces butt together here. The first thing I want to do is wrap this around so that I really got a good hook on this piece, the main piece. And see, that brings that line up. So there's that point. And this line's going to come around, and I'm losing it a little bit right there. So what I can do is come down, and there's my line that I was after. Wet my finger again. And there it is. And now watch this trick. Oh, I have to get over here. I'm sorry. You have to bear with me for a minute more. Half a minute more. Then I take a knife, get the knife wet, get the old putty or clay off of it. I want it to be a smooth edge. That was what got on there yesterday. Get my knife wet, and then we start. We make a cut. Wet my knife again. We make a cut. Wet my knife again. And there we are, right on the edge. And then the next trick that I learned to do is let's see, this is spendy stuff. Let me get my knife. Yep. And now I'll let that dry for for about 15, 20 minutes, and it's not warm in here. So if it was warm, it'd be even quicker. About 15 or 20 minutes, and then I'm going to come in and shoot. It's hard because this is a job, and I just noticed something. And spray it with shellac. And for those of you who haven't seen the video on shellac, all that shellac is bug poop and alcohol. It's the only two ingredients in shellac. There's a poop from the lac bug, excretion, but nobody's going to remember if you say it's bug excretion. You call it bug poop, everybody will remember it. So I'll spray it with shellac, and it won't be completely dry. The clay won't, the plastering or molding clay, but the plaster is going to suck the water out of it into the plaster. See, the water's going that way, it's not coming this way. So that's a good trick to know. You don't have to wait a whole long time. And you can, but you can see how nice that's starting to, see we have the details fixed now. And we have that straight edge that we have to have. You hear it on this other end. You can see I've already done the other end. I have to fill in down here, but you can see that nice straight edge, and this has been shot with shellac. And then we go through the whole process of Vaseline, make the mold, and then all the rest of it. But we're going to do that over the course of time. All of this goes on that building, folks. We got plenty to film. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this one. Bye. Hi, folks. Eric here. This is the latest job that we're working on. This happens to be for our own Old Town. And this is outside our wheelhouse, but it has to be done. And I have done it before, just never on this scale, all of these pieces. But it's really important. This is the only commercial building we have in town with decorative plasterwork on it. It was built in the 1880s. So you can see that the pieces had deteriorated significantly, and so our job first is to put it back together, and I'll do that on this one over here, and I've already done that on this one. So we're kind of backwards, but this one's already done. After you get it all ready for the mold material, the next step is to take Vaseline, and I'm fully aware that they have spray on. They have new mold releases now, but I don't know them. This I know, so I'm just sticking with what I have always done, and Vaseline is fine. See, you don't want enough Vaseline on you can see it. What you're doing is trying to make a mold release so that once you put the silicone rubber on, then it will release from and it dries, then it'll release from the original without tearing the silicone. And I've already done this, so you don't have to wait and watch paint dry. So now that we have the mold release on, this is silicone rubber. That's what we call it. See, that's what it's sold as, silicone rubber. It's actually the pitch of the latex tree from South America. And this is why the Incas or Aztecs, one of those guys, had rubber balls to play their games with because they knew how to extract. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to start painting latex on, and it's going to smooth itself out. So don't worry about brush strokes or anything. But we do want to get it in all the nooks and crannies. And again, we're not going to do this whole piece because I I don't want you to have to watch latex dry, for goodness sakes. So we're trying to force it down into all of the little nooks and crannies. See where it slopped over onto the board? That's why we had to put our mold release, the Vaseline, on the board, and we're going to use that. This out here, we're going to use that later. So you'll see in one of the next episodes when we make the mother mold. It's pretty cold in here, and this will take, this first coat will take a day to dry, and it dries in the air. I don't think it chemically dries. I think it's air dry. I don't know that for true, folks. And this is only the first of 3 or 4 coats. We'll judge after we get the coats on. This is the first of them. And we'll build up a solid rubber piece and then make a dam around here on the outside, everywhere around. About an inch away, all the way around, out of wood, this tall. And then we will pour over this. We won't take the rubber off yet. We'll pour over this plaster, let that dry, and that becomes our mother mold. Then we take the plaster off, and after we get the plaster off, then after we get the plaster off, then we take and peel this latex rubber mold off, and then the rubber mold will lay in the mother mold, and we can upside down, and now we have a duplicate of what we have here, and then we can fill that. I do want to, oh my goodness. I want to show you one trick. I think I know how to do this. You can, okay. Okay, that's as far as I'm going to take you today on this. So let's let me get this one corner so I don't forget it, please. Yep, everybody's covered. So this is the trick. Now see, this is a corner, and I have to cast 4 of these for each window. This is a corner of the window, this is the casing around the window on the outside, make it all beautiful. This is the corner of the window. You turn it this way, it's that corner. You turn it this way, it's this corner. You turn it this way, it's this corner. So this one casting will make all the way around. This is the leg of the casing coming down. So this butts up to here and comes to this decorative bow tie. And then the decorative bow tie on that one picks up and goes down the rest of to the bottom corner. And it dies into the bottom corner. So now here's the trick. So you see these deep cuts, they're not undercuts. So the rubber mold, when it's dry, will come off of there. But you can see the mother mold is going to be very difficult to try and wiggle off of here. So here's how you can fix that. It works way better with cotton balls, but because they're already cotton balls, but we can make our own cotton balls. That's okay. You saturate the cotton. In the latex. See, this is a little boy thing. You get all gooey and you build up. What you're trying to do is make it as smooth and as easy for the plaster mold to come off as humanly possible. And see, now we're not going to get hung up on that little tail right there. I'll fill this one in. That's why cotton balls are easier to use. You put down your first coat, and then you can use this cotton trick to start filling in the details. To make it an easier mold to lift off. So you think about how the mold's coming off, and the mold's going to come straight up. So if I just slant everything like that, the mold will come off of that okay, but now it'll come off of this because this is slanted. Comes off with water, by the way. We hope. Don't quote me on that. I think it does. Then we take another coat of latex. And can you see how, Belinda, how easy that's going to be to lift the mold off now in this one little section that we just did?
Yes.
It's not going to have all those places to be jaggly and hang up. That's a good trick, huh?
Definitely.
I'm going to leave a hole there. That would be a jaggly. There. Yeah, that's beautiful. So now you can see, once you do that to the whole thing, this mold's going to come straight up very, very easily. And if you're going to do this, you do have to give it then a solid 24 hours at least to dry, because the air, the solvents have to work their way out of there. And this being wool is completely flexible, so that when you go to bend the mold to get your finished product out, the wool bends right with everything else. Everything's fine. Everything's ducky. The whole world is ducky.
You make it look really easy.
Yeah, I have to. I have a lot of these to do. All of these pieces you see here, the greens, all of this on this table, this plaster, all that has to be done to bring this building back. And it's important to me that we do this. That's why I said, heck yes, if I'm the one that knows how, then I'm the one to be doing. See, we got rid of that bump. We'll get rid of this bump over here. You see what we're doing? Okay, folks. I hope this was informative for you, and you won't be afraid to take it on and try it. And we'll do another video on what happens when the rubber's dry, and we'll pour a mother mold over it. And then you'll get the whole process then. And that'll be a good thing. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll keep you posted as we proceed with this job.